Excellent. If you're here to be entertained, I can't promise anything. If you want to be entertained, go watch any of my content. That is meant to be entertaining. This is a different forum for a different reason. Okay, these lives, the TikToks, the YouTubes, they're for you to ask questions. It's for you to figure out what you want to do. I can't tell you what to do. I can give you suggestions, but I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what your skill sets are. I don't know what you love. And I also don't know when you are going to give up. And that's a big part of this, right? Because if we're going to try and we're going to do and we're going to make this happen, you have to be as responsible as I am. That means going out into the world. What's up, Grammy? How you doing, my love? I don't remember if you said much last time, but I really appreciate you just being back. I tangent, I lose focus, I get distracted. That happens so frequently because of my ADHD brain that I cannot do everything. I try, but it's not all possible. Okay? So, take that with it what you will. But, as it sits, as things happen, I am not interesting. You can make me interesting, but it's like those coin-operated machines that you used to see in like Disneyland and old arcades. It's the prophecy machine, right? It's there, it's doing its routine. Your destiny is mine to command. But it's the same thing over and over and over, right? So, what do you have to do to change the narrative? Well, you have to do something. In the coin-operated machine, you have to put a coin in, obviously. But you are different. This engagement is different because it's in real time. Okay, Ursane. Okay, so if you're good at social media and you're good at marketing, I need to know if you want to do this for real. 4 a.m. club. That's where I need you most, boss, because I am not a 4 a.m. club member unless you're talking about when I go to bed. I have the hardest time sleeping. But if you want to do that in a very serious way, I don't know how. So you have to tell me how you can help. Okay, so if it's marketing and directing and advertising and all of those things, figure out how to do it as cheaply or freely as possible. You can direct me to do whatever I should do if I need to make a specific kind of content, saying a specific thing. Great. Tell me what you need me to say. I'll say it. Subway, eat fresh. Red Robin, yum. They're just ways to achieve the goal. I'm not selling out because nothing about what I'm doing changes. Does that make sense? So. Any oozles.
A la assassina. It is quite acidic depending on what kind of tomato sauce you use, so I think a splash of cream or even a little cheese at the end could make this really good. And
I wonder if we should get any randos in here today. Try maybe some of the fighting.
Purina Puppy Chow and Kitten Chow. Highly digestible with
so many
sensitive
advertisements.
stomachs.
Alright.
You're good, boss. Thanks for listening, dude.
See, we have a lot of scallions because, well, scallions and ramen are one of the best marriages to ever exist, along with egg and ramen and American cheese.
Is anybody else a fan of Babish and what he's been doing? I would love to get in contact with Babish.
That's exactly what we're going to do. First, to make a base sauce, I'm adding soy sauce, some leftover Chinese black vinegar from before, a good squirt of honey, the ramen seasoning, and just the dry vegetables and mixing that together. And then we're going to take some scallions, chop them into just pretty rough sections. They don't have to be small. And we're going to actually fry these in a good amount of toasted sesame oil until they have been nice and brown. This is on a medium heat. This might take a little bit to make sure that the water content releases before the scallions start to burn. But the scallion should look pretty dark and not green at all by the time you're done. But this should be very, very, very fragrant. Once that's ready, we're going to add our sauce directly into the oil. Cook that around and let it reduce after it gets hit with some heat. And then I'm going to add our cooked ramen noodles, which have been drained off camera, and just toss them in there and plate these up. Now, this might not look like the most craziest delicious thing in the world, but the aroma and the fragrance from the oil and the scallions just combining with all those delicious things from the sauce and the seasoning just make this one of my favorite ones, I guess, ever. The flavor is just so strong. If you're like me and you like that kind of burst, just where every single part of your taste buds is just being stimulated.
Okay, guys.
I like this one. It's just super.
So since it's just the two of us, or three of us, four of us, whatever, and I'm tired, I want to stick to the 3, 6, and 9 time slots. I think it's really important that we do that. The reason being is because if we can focus our attention on one point in time in the reel, we can actually get work done. There's just 3 of us in here right now, and I could tell you what I need you to do, but unless we're talking about it in real time and discussing it, it's very unlikely that anything major will happen, because I'm telling you rather than making it happen. Okay, Kane, in the Discord at the moment, do me a favor, Kane, just send me a message, and after this live, I'll send you a link to the Discord. I just can't do... You know what, I can. Hold on 2 seconds. When you break the chain, you lose focus and you lose people's attention. That's why it's important to try to do some kind of consistency. But, so in there right now, I think there's 30-some. And that has expanded exponentially since Monday. I think we only had about 8 of them in there on Monday. It's because I am trying the hardest I've ever tried with the help of someone else who's keeping me moving, who's keeping me with forward momentum. But when you are working this hard on this project and thinking about it all the time, you're spending a lot of spoons on it. Spoons, gas, energy, it's all the same thing. But basically, it wears you down because you haven't given yourself enough time to rebuild the spoons it's needed to do it again. So, the 3, 6, and 9 is really important, but it's meant to kind of be a ka-chink. It's capture your attention, bring you in, for you to ask questions, and then to go away so you can do your mission. Okay, you don't need to be in here. You really don't. It doesn't help anything long term unless you're learning something new. You have been around quite a bit here, username Meg. I'm trying to gauge how much to tell you versus just not spending the energy at all and just blocking you. Username Meg. What, does that irritate you that I read your name wrong? It's just you and me. It's just you and me, Meg. I'm talking directly to you. So right now, it's getting as many people into these chunks of time. Okay? Literally just bringing people to these momentum points. I didn't say I couldn't read. I was making fun of you on purpose. Like I said, I don't know how little you understand that I'm playing with you. I'm playing a game with you. I'm making fun of you. I am wasting your time on purpose. Do you get it yet? If you're still here, shut up and listen. You might learn something. Anyway, so getting us into these chunks of time so people can see the momentum. Beastwick! What's going on, my dude? I'm so glad you're here. I know. Beastwick's part of the old timeline. The deader timelines. Beastwick knows. How many timelines have we had, Beastwick? If you had to put a number on it, how many times have I tried to do this? Don't tell anybody. Changing the world, trying to revolutionize everyone. That's true. How many times have I tried to read The Name of the Wind? Yeah. Well, and that's just it. So, Beastwick, I would love to read the book with you, to you, but it's not that I don't value you. It's that it doesn't make sense to do it if no one's paying attention. Beastwick, you are correct. You are correct. And unfortunately, because people go the way of the wind and don't stick around to motivate, they just want to be entertained, I lose motivation. Absolutely. Yes. No, you are. Well, Beastwick, then why don't we shift the narrative? Instead of reading it, why don't we talk about it? What about The Name of the Wind captured your attention, your intrigue? Why is it 100% not the rule? Patrick Rothfuss got incredibly lucky with his virality on his first novel, and he's kind of regretting it, right? Because he released the second one to relatively good acclaim, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yeah. I've done that to a couple books. I didn't do it with Name of the Wind, although I loved it. I did it with, and it's one of those that I slept, I ate, I took breaks, but I read it consistently until it was finished. I didn't do anything else. Was the Starlight Archives. I read the first one. I finished it in under a week while working and such. And then, thank you, Adam. I went to the bookstore, got the second one, read that. Took me a little bit longer. Ooh. Okay, Adam. So I don't know where you're coming from. I'm going to refer to this question. Okay. Clarify. Do you want me to tell you about the fictional character, or do you want me to tell you about my character, my morality? Me as a person. Not the character I play. Stalwart and Virus. I appreciate both of those things. Those are both fantastic adjectives. If you're using them to describe me, that is amazing. All right, Adam. So we'll talk morality first. Okay. So my morality, if you had to go by a Dungeons and Dragons chart, would be true good. Okay. Not lawful good, not chaotic good, true good. Okay. Understanding that an individual's own morality is what drives them. It's not what is outside. It is not the laws that others make. It is the good that they do. That's where I sit. Now, that being said, I'm obviously not perfect. There's a lot of chaos in my life. I listen to laws, but that's where I sit. I trail into neutral for thought experiments. If I want to figure out how something works, why something works, I go into the neutral sphere. I don't dive into evil unless I am intentionally trying to figure out who, why, what is happening, and I don't spend a lot of time there. That's excellent. There is nothing wrong with lawful neutral. Nothing wrong with it at all. So the character that I've built, Adam, is this kind of multi-dimensional, multi-reality entity that defines itself as human and uses this physical form to relay lessons about the universe. Exactly, Ursane Diego. Ursane. Absolutely. Adam, if you want to know more, you gotta kind of point me in a direction, because that's kind of all of it. I mean, there's obviously a lot more to it, right? But once you realize that asking me doesn't matter, it's your answer for yourself that does, and you're just looking for confirmation. You're looking for someone else that understands what you understand. And guess what? I do. I understand everything. And in so doing, I understand nothing. Because I am willing to listen, because I am willing to pay attention, because I'm willing to deeply understand you before judging, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm trying to do. Where do you manifest your table of right and wrong from? So, I was raised by my parents who were raised religiously. I was not raised with religion. I was raised with a choice. Learn about what you want to believe. And then make... Ooh, Beastwick. Yes. The other side, 100%. That's what they think. What's up, Succulent? My dude. Jerome, it's been a while. How you doing, my dude? Good to see you, my kind friend. Okay, let me finish up this one real quick, Kane, and then I'll come to yours. So, realize that I have read some of all of the different kinds of consciousness in the world. And what I have created is a mind map that connects all of those things in a scientifically realistic understanding. And that understanding is that what's happening up here, this consciousness that exists, whatever it is that's driving me to say what I'm going to say next, okay? Not the voice. The voice doesn't matter. It's what the consciousness has decided to say. There is no filter. I am just speaking to you. because it's truth, and that's all consciousness is. Okay? Because I've been able to connect so many dots, because of that understanding, I know my truth and maybe the first few pages of your truth too. Maybe not the first few pages. Table of contents. I know what's in your table of contents. How about that? I can probably figure it out. First few chapters, for sure. Okay, might be a strange question, but what would you consider the front lines of the current fight? So those are the people actively out in the world talking to people and engaging in the disruption. Okay? What we are doing right now, Kane, I am on the front lines of the fight. You are not. Do you understand? Does that make sense? By sharing, you transition yourself to being the front line. Now, I want to be very clear here, Kane. It's a very fluid line. You don't always need to be fighting. You don't always need to be helping. And really, please, don't always be on. When we shut down, take a break. And when you're ready, when you want to, that's when you push. Okay? Not before. Don't force yourself to push. That'll trigger the burnout mode. Okay? I understand burnout. Okay? I understand that it's unique to everyone. But if you know what burnout is, then you know what I've been through. To a degree. And the trick is understanding each other, right? The 3 of us, 4 of us, and YouTube that are here, we are creating the reality that we want to see. And so, let's be blunt here. Kane, Ursane, and I don't know if Adam is still here. He didn't pop up. But for you 3, what you need to understand is that I am talking to you, but just because you can't talk back, damn it, I lost. Sorry, guys. That just happens. Sometimes the train, the initial thing that started the train, gets derailed, and I can't finish everything. That's why I'm so broken, and why I need your help to put things together. Kane, Ursane, Adam, do any of you know how to edit? Do you have editing skills or know someone who does? I can't pay you. This has to be pro bono or with a promise. Or a return of service. I am happy to help you if you can help me. Obviously, I want to help you anyway, but if you need some kind of engagement, it's there. All right, guys. We got on some good tangents there for a little. That was good. That was good discussion. That was good engagement. Excellent, Kane. Don't just tell them. I need you to bring them here together. You think you can do that? I appreciate, and that's all I'm asking. Do what you can. Do what feels right. All right, guys. I love you. I will talk to you all later. Andy, I will be live again in 3 hours at 9 to round out the night. We might get some randos in here, I think. Have a good one, guys. See you in a bit.
heard on TikTok while scrolling that a lot of people feel like they aren't being heard, or they're, hello. We're mostly just listening to music and talking to whoever shows up, seeing if anyone wants to chit chat or have any questions about any of the posts. So I'm happy that you're here, and I'm just trying to get enough time on TikTok Live so I can start inviting guests. And so again, we're just here with classical music, and I was gonna craft. Do a little NPR thing. I don't know. If you want to know what I'm making, Legion, I am trying to do a penguin Halloween mask out of wool felt, and I will send you pictures when I get them made. Or if I get it made. I will. So, wool felting is so cool. It makes people look like stuffed animals, kind of. If done correctly. And you can make literal stuffed animals. And I was gonna do, well, originally I was thinking a rabbit, or not a rabbit, I was originally thinking a horse. But now I think because of the current events, I might actually need a sturdy rabbit mask for reasons.